Well, there it is, folks, the MY21 Range Rover Sport SVR Carbon Edition. Bit of a mouthful, but that is the numero uno when it comes to Range Rover Sport model, which has been around, believe it or not, since 2013 in this second generation, guys. And there was an update in 2015 and 2018. The SVR came to life in 2015, and of course with the update 2018. So we expect the third generation Range Rover Sport to appear in 2022, although Jaguar Land Rover Australia is tight-lipped, especially with the COVID and pandemic situation, and the fact that we're still in lockdown here in Australia. Future models are unpredictable in terms of when they're going to launch. And nevertheless, I've left that the Carbon Edition, so you can see. I'll just give you a quick look at all the carbon stuff around here. Especially in the sun. Should carbon vent there, although sadly that's not actual vent, but this carbon bonnet is something special, isn't it? Just have a look at that. Have a look at the front of this car too, because it's extremely imposing, seeing that come up behind you in the rear vision mirror. SVR badges are discreetly placed, let's say. Still a great looking car after all these years, and you know, if you don't want the full strength, full blown Range Rover, you get the Sport, because it's got a ton of room in it. You get 22-inch wheels on the SVR, and it's got some grip. Let me tell you, they're Continental tyres, massive brakes. Talk about the brakes in a minute, but give you a view of that car from around the back. I mean, it still looks very contemporary. I left the engine running. Show you in a minute why. SVR badge, more carbon down there. Let's get down here and look at the splitter. You can hear that noise. I've left the engine running, so you can hear that. Bit of a diffuser down there too, quad pipes, more carbon down here with the mirror caps. See that? Very nice. And of course, I've left this up. There's that beautiful carbon engine cover. Get away from that sun. Carbon engine cover. You can see it there now without the impediment of the sun. And SVR badging as well. That is just a piece of jewelry, to be honest. Carbon bonnet, the whole thing, as you can see. That venting is obviously important for the heat that this engine pumps out, and 5-litre supercharged V8, not turbo, supercharged with Land Rover. And 423 kilowatts and 700 newton meters. Now, it's not going to set the world on fire with those, with that output, those outputs, because there are plenty of other powerful SUVs that put out more than that. And but it is extremely quick for a car that weighs almost 2.4 tonne, and 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, and top speed of 283 kilometers an hour. If you could only do that here. Unfortunately we can't, but perfect for the Autobahn if you're in Germany. And what surprised me on the original launch of the second generation Range Rover Sport was the way this thing not only handled its weight and size with very, very well controlled body roll, and minimizing that to an absolute small, very small amount, and just enough to actually feel the car tip into a corner, was the way this thing went off-road and actually through rivers. I think the River Tweed on the Scottish borderlands we took it through to the point where the forward camera recorded a fish in the viewfinder, so it's quite funny. But yeah, just the breadth of capability that Range Rover and Land Rover like to sell their cars on, and it's absolutely spectacular in its ability. I'll see if I can get a better view of that. In its ability to forge ahead off-road, rivers, mud, uphill mud, no sliding. It's got a myriad of active systems to keep this car moving in all kinds of arduous conditions. And I'll show you the rear. It's got a lot of kit. It's not cheap, mind you, 275 grand. And with options, this is about 283. And options are a panoramic roof. Now, reasonable space in there, I hope you can see. Fantastic seats. And there's the view down the galley there. See those seats there with the sports seats even in the rear. Great Meridian stereo, 19 speakers I think. You can lower the car and rise it up, but lowering for load, of course. Everything's auto. In the back, plenty of room. I pushed my seat all the way back just to be able to get in easily enough. But there's the interior. So climate control 4-zone in this car. Fantastic roof, which is optional, by the way. And you can see these seats. They don't fold quite flat, but pretty good. There. Out to here. Obviously that seat's got to be pushed forward to properly get down, but plenty of room in here. That's even that rear seat's back, but in my position where I drive, there's a ton of room in the back for rear passengers. More carbon there, by the way, for the carbon edition. They're the Meridian speakers, part of the and there's a nice little sort of plaque there. Show you that more clearly when I open the front door. Just an SVR badge there, you can see on the B-pillar. More carbon everywhere, more carbon everywhere. I love these here, these where I can hide sunglasses that I would definitely have forgotten where they are had I not shown you. And lovely metal alloy, proper metal. Everything's proper in Land Rovers, no sort of fake stuff. Seats are absolutely magnificent. Probably the best luxury sport seats I've ever sat in, to be honest. You could drive from here to Timbuktu in this thing and be incredibly comfortable. Alcantara or suede cloth. I think it's Alcantara headliner right through. Glorious ivory and bone leather down there. Not the current up-to-date Pivi Pro, but nonetheless all touchscreen for your AC controls and all of that. And if you want to turn the volume up on the exhaust note down there, if you want to turn the stop-start off, you don't really need to turn the start-stop auto off because it's extremely quick and very non-invasive. So just leave that normal. Definitely, you almost don't need to turn the exhaust volume up either because it makes a hell of a racket, particularly if you're coming home late at night from some exercise or something. Look, just a beautiful interior. It's a bit haptic feedback here for volume controls and fully digital driver's display, which you can configure, and fantastic vision. Always has been in a Range Rover product. They call it the command view, and you do get a commanding view of the road, but likewise you do in many other SUVs as well these days. But no, just a first class luxury experience in here. Plenty of there's a USB-C and USB-A port down there, as well as a 12 volt. You lift that up, not a massive center console bin, but big enough to carry wallets and all that, and of course more carbon down there. Just yeah, a lovely experience. Don't know whether I'd want to spend 275 grand though. I'd probably wait till the third generation version comes out at this stage of the game, because hopefully prices might come down on these when the new gen arrives. Here it is, folks, the Range Rover Sport SVR Carbon Edition in all its glory and all its noise.